This call is being recorded.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising. Listen, we're excited to be here. This is Wake Up to Akana. For those of you that don't know, if you're brand new, we welcome you to the Akana Nation, to the Akana family, to the Akana community. That's what we have here. And you're getting ready to receive what sometimes you don't receive, definitely in corporate America. You never get to hear from the CEO. And that's what happens every Monday morning. We hear from our CEO to give us all of our updates and accolades and things that are taking place in the company. Listen, if you don't know who this person is, let me just tell you just a little bit because she brings 15 years or more from corporate America, has been involved in network marketing and direct selling for over 30 years, and she retired at the age of 33 years old. Then decided to get back into this industry and took a company from just making $1,000 a month to $250,000 a month, and then decided to launch her own company. And that's where we are today. Akana almost, the year is closing. We'll be moving into the next new year, and 3 months later, 4 months later, we'll be 6 years old. We're almost there, guys. Can you believe it? So now sit back, get your pen, get your paper, get ready to hear from our MVP. That's what she is for us, and our CEO, Melissa Boston. Melissa, are you out there?
Hey, Dr. Roz, I am out here. Oh my goodness. Every time I get on this Monday call, I'm first of all so energized when I hear your introduction and just so humbled. I mean, you are someone who, first of all, is so modest. I mean, as I listen to you, I think not only are you our VP of Communication, remote director, always leading from the top and the front. So we just appreciate all that you do to serve our distributors every single day to keep everyone informed. And I'm just super pumped up and fired up this morning. And I want to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone on the line. It's always exciting to hear distributors and customers calling in from coast to coast. I want to kick it off as we always do, sharing the meaning of Akana means in the hands of God. Our mission, we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright. By offering the most life-changing products in an innovative business, we empower people to elevate to their full potential. And so I do have a lot of great updates today. Really busy weekend, a busy last, oh my goodness, 10 days really. I know we are here, 1 week out from the biggest shopping weekend of the year. So I do have a lot of updates for you as it relates to orders and just anything from a corporate perspective. So I will share that just in a moment. But I do also want to give you some exciting updates regarding other initiatives and things that are happening company-wide, and just for some of the success our distributors are having. And I do want to give it up for James Mitchell and the Mitchell family, Ma Mitchell, and all of your beautiful family for just such a extraordinary event. I mean, if you had a chance to witness the book signing, whether you watched it via some of the videos that you might have seen or you were there live at our corporate office, just a monumental day. I know that day he did sell out of every single book in that building. Okay, many people had already went to Amazon. So if you have not had a chance to show your support, just an incredible journey that they are on, just really showcasing the legacy of really the family. I mean, it's amazing just to first of all learn his story, his passion, to read through that book. I mean, oh my goodness, so impactful. Again, the title, Unmask the Truth, Unmask the Pain, Unchained, a book of prose and poetry, okay? And so I think it's going to be a book that will go through generations. I know when you think of great poets, you think of, great writers, and, people that come to my mind, I know are people that come to my mind are Maya Angelou, also people like Langston Hughes. And in reading that, it just really made me know that is a book that will live for generations, because it was so impactful. Just in some of the poems I was able to read right away that touched me deeply, okay? And I know many of the audience felt the same way. So again, we want to show up and show out, family, Akana. So make sure you go on Amazon and you pick up your book, come out and get your autograph. Again, you might have missed the book signing, but I know he will have other book signings. And then we're going to bring him back in February so we can celebrate during Black History. And so, again, just an exciting weekend. And thank you all for your support of our two amazing, awesome, and incredible distributors and their beautiful family. Also, too, speaking of distributors and initiatives, Tracy Bolt and Audrey Jones, they're actually hosting for their foundation a toy drive. Okay, so if you have toys that you can share, we do want to have a brand new toy, so something you can pick up and drop by the office. All week we will have the bin there accepting toys on their behalf as a donation to their foundation. And it's really extraordinary because they're doing something for really, women in crisis. When you think about their foundation, Second Chance for Women, it's helping to make an impact on the lives of families all across Chicagoland, and I'm sure it will expand across the country. But I witnessed what they did for Thanksgiving. They were able to help feed and provide groceries to 30 families. And now this toy drive is going to really be a blessing for so many families that are in need this time. A lot of times, we see that there's a need, but sometimes you wonder, how can you make it a direct impact? And this is a direct way you can make a big impact by donating a couple of toys that you drop off at our home office. So we welcome you to do that. That would be awesome. Also, too, we do have some office furniture and some items that we have too much stuff, right? We have a whole warehouse of stuff that we are going to just have some type of huge event where we're going to allow you to take part in getting some access to some beautiful office chairs and things that we just have outgrown because we have too much stuff and not enough space. And so we'll be announcing details on that. I believe we're going to do kind of like a sneak peek this weekend for those who might want to get first movers advantage. I know many of you have already been claiming some of those office chairs, and so they will go for a fraction of the cost. You'll be able to come out, take a sneak preview, see what you might want, but I believe there may be about 4 or 5 office chairs left. Many of these are in pretty much brand new condition because they really were barely used. There's also some other office equipment that you might need for your own home office as you're expanding your business. So we're super excited about that as well. December 21st, in fact, Team Contagious, along with Crystal Robinson and all the other teams that are going to really collaborate, because this is really going to be an Akana event, but we really want to allow our teams to lead this. And Willie Mooney, Dr. Yakima, Crystal Robinson, it's going to be an exciting day because it's going to be all about infusing and learning about these new products from our RSO and THCA. If you've ever dreamed of becoming an infuser, perhaps you like to bake, or maybe just understand how you can really make cannabis a part of your daily routine in a way that you can elevate your life to the next level, whether it's financially or just with your health, you want to make sure you tune in on December 21st. I believe it's going to be an early afternoon event, somewhere around 1 to 4. So pay attention and just stay tuned for that, because it's going to be an awesome evening, really afternoon. Also, too, for those of you who want to bring out your customers and clients, it's going to be a great opportunity also for them to understand more about, cannabis, how it works, how to really dose with it properly. And then what's going to be an exciting opportunity for you as distributors is we have some brand new products that haven't even been released yet, but you're going to have the opportunity to actually have people on your own website purchase baked goods, whether it's butter, whether it's brownies, whether it's honey, suppositories. You're going to have a chance not only to, again, learn this great information, but walk away with these sales. We know it's the holiday time, so we're going to have a station where they can purchase things, wrap them up as Christmas presents. And so we really want all roads to lead to December 21st, because it's going to be just an awesome and amazing afternoon. And we really want to encourage distributors in other markets to do something similar, because this is a great way. If you have a lot of product inventory that you perhaps want to sell in a big way, it'd be great to do it in other states as well. And you can also do it where they do it online. Obviously, it's the week before, a few days before Christmas, so they might not get those in time if you're out of state. If you're in state, for sure, you'll be able to take the supplies home that day fully wrapped. But just know we want all teams to participate and just have a real good day on December 21st. Also, too, for those of you who are out of state, we will do something online as well. The online event will be similar to what you've witnessed before. I know we did a cannabis event a couple years back. You might remember it, where we were online and we were really showing people the process of getting in the cannabis industry. We went through the red tape, we went through the money that it takes, and we had over 100 plus people on the line. It was a very exciting call because we ended up with lots of new distributors. And so now that we have the THCA and the RSO, we really felt it's time to bring back those type of calls too, because once people understand, the cannabis industry is just full of red tape, full of cost, and now it's to know that you can get in, really for now, I mean, $1, right? That's going to go away tonight. I'll give you an update too, because Cyber Week, really closes out officially tonight at midnight. We know, when we have a Sunday promotion, it's always complications with the website, sometimes technical problems. So we always want to give you that grace. And so up until midnight, the $1 is there. A lot of those product packs are there. The 20% off is there, but all of that will disappear after midnight Pacific time. So if you want to ensure you get some of the best prices of the year, make sure you go purchase. And also too, anyone who do have distributors or people that may want to partake in the industry, hey, that brand ambassador is still there for $1, but that will close out and it will go back up to the $29.95. Also too, I do want to highlight today the CV qualifiers. So we will make sure we go through all of that. But before I do that, I do want to now give you an update from a corporate perspective. Okay, so again, this past 10 days, oh my goodness, just getting past the busiest weekend of the year. And so I know you're probably wondering, what is the status of orders? I know many of you have been through the office and picked up orders. Just so you are aware, all products are in stock. So that's the exciting part, whether it's our Vanilla Bliss, whether it's our new coffee. We even got our blood type kits back, okay? So products are in stock. Our new products from the RSO to the gummies, I mean, they're all in stock. So that's exciting. Even some of our previous products that we phased out of for a moment are back in stock, right? So we're super excited about that. But again, the team has a certain capacity they can handle every single day. And so we're going to kind of just go through a few items because we do want to make sure that the people who do order that don't live in Chicago have an opportunity to get their products this week. And so in order to do it, our team was in the office this weekend and we had a big initiative. I want to thank Tracy Bolton, Crystal Robinson, Tara Shackelford, and even Dr. Betty Smith, everyone who stepped in to ensure, and also Anthony Morris, thank you to Anthony, is there often with us, just helping out in many different capacities. But really the team was there to ensure, first and foremost, all the orders from out of state at least got packed up, even if there's no shipping or tracking number assigned yet. And so that's the good news. I mean, we literally have hundreds of orders already packed up, ready to go out the door. I know yesterday Tara came in to assign tracking. I know this morning Crystal will be in to assign tracking numbers, and we'll be getting those orders to whether it's UPS, whether it's the post office. But that's a big initiative for us. I know typically after the week of Black Friday, sometimes it's just a process, guys, but we feel confident that within the next 24 hours, the bulk of those orders will be not only assigned tracking numbers, but out our doors, okay? In fact, this is a 24-hour day in which it's not going to stop because some of the team that's coming in, they're prepared to stay until tomorrow morning, just so you are aware. Even this weekend, yes, we had a phenomenal book signing, had a chance to have an after party. It was incredible, had a lot of fun, but guess what? That team, that party, that team that danced, that team that celebrated, that team was literally up until the next morning and just getting orders done, right? And so we're going to have another 24-hour run at that, and we're going to get it done. We have beds in the facility, which is cool because as people get sleepy, they can go take a nap. So just know we do practice self-care and everyone's able to take those special naps and get those 2-3 hour power naps, whatever is needed. But guess what? We're just not leaving until we see that we've made an impact that exceeds at least 90% of the orders that are due across the country, because just know we value you, we value your customers, we appreciate you so much, and we thank you for the patience you've had so far, and just know that you are our top priority, and that's what we're focused on right now. Speaking of focusing on out-of-state orders, if you do live within the Chicagoland area, just know that we're going to work on some new pickup procedures just to really ensure we can balance between in-state and out-of-state. It's going to be something like this. It'll go out formally next week, but it's going to be something like on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those will be like pickup days, right? Where on those days you can come pick up. On Tuesdays and Fridays, we're going to start dedicating days exclusively to shipping out orders, and that's going to really help us to ensure during busy seasons like this, we don't have the backlog when we can have certain days where the operations is shut down exclusively for shipping. It just will make it easier so that everyone, no matter whether you're here in Illinois or you're there in Florida, you're out in California, we have an opportunity to service every single person and just to truly ensure we're delivering the top-notch 5-star service, really 7-star service, right, that we strive for every single day. So speaking of that, I also want to thank our volunteers, because we do have people like Dolores Irvin and Paula G and Gerald West and even Avana last week, coming in to just really help ensure that we can get these orders out the door. So Noel, I know you're there often with us helping out, so we thank you too, because we know that December, it's going to be a month that's going to be bigger than November, and that's kind of rare. We've never had a December bigger than November, but we see the trend already. We see the momentum that's already started, so we are truly claiming December as our December domination, okay? And a part of our strategy with that is really ensuring that we are also promoting our corporate page. We had started a new corporate page. Facebook, for whatever reason, ended up kind of doing some things, and we ended up no longer using that page, right? So we are now using our Wakana for Life page, which is now Akana for Life, okay? So if you have not had a chance to stop by that page, make sure you go show some love on that page, okay? Whether you leave a review and rate your experience, okay? We really know that momentum starts with algorithms, and algorithm starts with activity, and that really is driven by your corporate page. What's exciting about that page is we already have thousands of followers, and that already looks exciting. It already looks impressive, okay? So make sure, again, you go on the site on Facebook and show some love for Akana for Life. Go like some of those posts, leave your review. Let's build up some momentum on that page and break 3,000 followers this month, okay? Speaking of 3,000 followers, also too on our group page, you're going to see some initiatives, because we've been now past 14,000 and we're super excited about that. But it's really time for us to take that up a notch. So we're going to go live on that page today. You're going to see a lot of live videos, because we want to drive that page to 15,000 strong. Then we're going to drive it to 20,000 strong as you see our corporate page numbers grow, as you see our group page numbers grow. Just know the revenue goes hand in hand with that, right? Our momentum goes hand in hand with that. So if we're working together to improve all of those algorithms, just know that's going to overall improve the success of your business. And so let's talk now about success. And that starts with our CV qualifiers, okay? Super proud of this group, because in November, you showed up, you showed out, you ensured it was a November to remember. And so I'm going to first celebrate our top bronze achievers. Big congratulations to each and every one of you. And so we have Tammy Texeria, we have Mike Newsom, Elizabeth Thompson, Kenneth Elam, Deborah Blackman Parrish, Reba Dabney, Kathy Weathersby, Anna Gallagher, Ken Gallagher, Anthony Morris, Cherie Eppinger, Betty Watts, Dr. Roz Belt, Eric Morris. So big shout out. If anyone got left off, maybe your name wasn't on there because you didn't get your orders backdated, even though you reached out to customer service, please make sure you connect with customer service today. Get that done, okay? Because this is also qualifying you for double travel points towards the promotion we're doing for Bermuda, okay? So you want to make sure you get in the number. Speaking of getting in the numbers, there's some of you that actually hit silver, and there's someone I'm going to shout out first because her name was left off the list, and that is Crystal Robinson, who had over 1,000 CV in November. So we'll give her her own private recognition on Facebook. So make sure you check the group page out, because I'm going to be putting that post there. But also a big shout out to Ma Mitchell, Bernadine Kirkland, Diana Coleman. Each one of them were silver dispensary qualifiers with the highest customer acquisition and top 4 now in retail sales volume. So super excited about that. And so now I want to just take a moment because sometimes in business, and you might find your own business this way, no matter if it's your business with Akana, maybe you own another business, but I really wanted to share this as hope for you. Just like in every business, we need hope, right? But also, too, as inspiration that you're really on track, even when you feel you're off track, okay? And so, if you know anything about an airplane, right, know this aircraft, you know, they actually fly off course more than 90% of the time. So, imagine airplane, right, on the runway, they're taking off, and most of the time they're off track, but they still reach their destination. How in the heck is that possible? Well, just know that there's sometimes external factors, whether it's the wind, whether it's turbulence, sometimes the air pressure changes. See, all of these challenges happen, but despite that, they still reach their destination because guess what they're doing? They're constantly adjusting their course. Do you know that pilots are trained to use tools like the navigation system? They even have this feature called autopilot. And what this is doing, it's monitoring their progress. So they're able to make corrections. They're really able to stay on track. But the key really lies in the constant feedback loop, right? See, they're basically recognizing they're off course and they're making these small corrections and they're continuing forward until they hit their goal. And so when you think about how this relates to business and businesses that might sometimes struggle, maybe they're having success, but guess what? Most people, even when the businesses are having massive success, don't realize what's happening behind the scene. See, there's these external challenges, right? Whether it's the wind, the turbulence, just like a plane, facing these forces, businesses every day face market changes, economic downturns, competition, unforeseen challenges. See, no business journey is ever a perfect line. It's never just linear, even though we might think of it this way, because again, most times in business, all you know is what you're presented. Okay, you're not understanding what's behind the scene because this is not what people share, right? They don't share the things happening behind the scene, So there's these constant adjustments that happen. See, successful companies don't panic, whenever there's a setback or maybe there's something that happens where they're off course for a moment. See, what that happens is they're trained, because many of us and many other CEOs and leaders and top executives understand the ability and the need for remaining flexible, to constantly evaluate, right? When something goes wrong, it's about making strategic adjustments, right? See, it's these mid-course corrections that help businesses realign with their goal. And so then you have to also monitor your progress, right? And so when you monitor your progress, it's just kind of like this, like a pilot is relying on these instruments, right? Businesses have instruments too. And guess what our instruments are called? They're called KPIs. KPIs stand for key performance indicators, financial metrics. Customer feedback is a great, measure, okay? As we listen from, whether it's our customer service team sharing updates, whether it's emails that we're reviewing, whether it's online information, things we see on Facebook, but it's constantly looking at this data to really measure progress and measure, where we need to make changes, right? And this data is really where you're detecting things that might be off track, right? And how to make these necessary changes. And so just know that this is a part of business. Don't get frazzled, right, when you see these things happen, because just know that in order to be successful, it's about resilience. It's about persistence. I mean, do you think a pilot, right, in the middle of the air would just say, you know what, we're off course, so we're going to just stop flying, right? No, I mean, that plane would crash. And so planes don't stop flying just because the wind is pushing them off course. I mean, you might sometimes be caught on an airplane. I know I've been on an airplane before where there's turbulence, and that turbulence sometimes gets violent enough to where people have actually gotten ill on an airplane. There's times when the turbulence is so bad, you're just like, oh my goodness, what is going on? But guess what these pilots do? They persist. They make small, calculated changes. They're working to get out of that turbulence. They're like, we're in it, and guess what? We got to find a way to get out of it, okay? And when you think about companies, it's very similar, because companies that survive, they actually have to realize, guess what? To thrive, you have to sometimes embrace struggles as a part of the journey. Pilots get on an airplane every day, flight attendants get on an airplane every day knowing that most of the time when they're in the air, they're going to face some turbulence. It's a part of the journey. And so if you're in business and you don't think there's going to be turbulence, you don't think there's going to be problems, guess what? You might not have the stomach for business, okay? Because what happens with a pilot, they just see these challenges not as a reason to stop, but as opportunities to learn, to innovate and improve. Even think about the last month. Yes, we've been through a lot, okay? But in that moment, there's things that actually have improved. Because sometimes you learn from those moments, right? You learn that, wow, there's opportunities, right? Anytime there's something that might seem like, ooh, there's a problem, on the other side of that problem is a major, major opportunity. And sometimes it's new products that happen. When I think about RSO, that's a new problem that came about, as we were witnessing turbulence, things were happening. It was also working with our manufacturers to ensure we can always be at the top of the game. And now when you look at what the RSO has already done to make an impact, we've had people who've been dealing with sciatica. And sometimes sciatica comes and goes, but sometimes it can be debilitating for months at a time. And when I talked to Mom Mitchell and her story, oh my goodness, if you haven't heard it yet, you got to check out social media. I know they're going to be putting some testimonials on there, but she had been dealing with this pain for 2 months. And one night of RSO waking up, and you saw those videos, right? I don't know if you watched the videos of her just up on stage with us cutting a rug, okay? I mean, plus 70 acting, okay, and looking, as if she's plus 30. It was pretty amazing. So just know that sometimes, yes, struggles happen, but to be resilient, you must persist. And in that persistence, sometimes you really have the biggest opportunity to take things to the next level, to improve, okay? And then really when you think about having faith in the destination, that's the key, right? Do you want to make it to the destination, right? I mean, if you're trying to go to Texas, are we going to jump off the plane, in Alabama, right? No, we're going to go to Texas. If we're going $1 billion big, we must have faith in that destination of $1 billion big, because it's really not just a destination that's going to build wealth. It's going to build health. We're talking about 1 million families. We're talking about generational health. We're talking about something that can impact your children's children's children. So do we lose sight of our why? Do we lose sight just because there's some turbulence? Okay. But just as pilots trust their navigation systems to eventually get them to their destination, they trust their co-pilots. They trust people around them. The feedback they're getting, whether it's from the team, whether it's from shipping operations, whether it's from diamond distributors who are constantly giving feedback. We understand we have business partners, right? We have people on the team that are constantly going to understand that feedback is necessary, because successful businesses have a clear vision, okay? Have a clear strategy. Even when the progress feels slow or uncertain, they just keep moving forward, knowing the path may not be straightforward, but guess what? The destination is achievable. And so when you really think about that, okay, here's my key takeaway for each and every one of you. The journey to success, whether you're in flight or you're in business, is never a straight line. Surviving companies are those that embrace the need for constant adjustments, remain adaptable to the challenges, and stay focused on their ultimate vision. Just like an aircraft, right? As long as they're committed to making these small corrections, they're going to eventually arrive at their destination, okay? And so just know that nothing in life, okay, is ever a straight line. And sometimes what happens, the reason why some people don't make it through that process is because when you really think about it, when things aren't constantly going the way you want it to go, and many people, and you want to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. And the reason why you're still here is because you're really not this type of person, right? But people become overwhelmed, okay? And when you're overwhelmed, you almost become paralyzed. And when you're paralyzed, guess what? You lose focus, okay? And when you lose focus, sometimes it ends up with a negative mindset. And then there's this resistance, okay? But when you think about it, to be successful, you have to focus even on the smallest wins, even in your own business. Sometimes you're so focused on not hitting that specific goal you set out for, you didn't celebrate the victory of maybe the 3 new customers you picked up last month, okay? The new distributor that joined your team. So we have to celebrate the smallest of wins. We have to have a growth mindset and then build support systems around us, build teams around us that understand the mission, right? They understand the vision, they understand the objective. And so you have to also manage stress, because stress is a part of life. We know that pressure creates diamonds. See, without the pressure, you can't become a diamond. See, you sometimes learn more. In fact, I'm not going to say sometimes, but all the time, you're going to learn more through failure than success. Because here's what happens. Sometimes when people have success, the worst thing that happens is the success, because in the success, they start to celebrate. They start taking their eye off all the little things, right? But when you have failure, you get into that drawing board, right? You get into that room, that mastermind room, and you really start planning things out and getting very clear on the vision, getting very clear on the goal. And so it's really about being clear on your goals, being clear on your why, and making your why your priority. Because if you know your why the heck would you stop flying your plane, right? And so again, December will be a month of domination. And I just shared with all of you that because I want you to understand that this December domination is real. You know, this 2025, it's going to be a big, big year for us, okay? When I look at the first week of December and know that we've trended higher this first week than any other month of the year, that's a clue. You know, yeah, November was a month of getting back on track, and we had some great wins in November. We had some great success. We hit and beat objectives out that we were seriously excited about. Like, that's awesome. But we also understood that we can build upon that momentum in the month of December, knowing that, again, some of our old favorites have returned back. You know, Empowered Hair is back, the Broad Spectrum, the new coffee, exciting new products, the RSO, the THCA, okay? A new certification that Kathy and Dr. Betty are working on. I know Margaret Dorsey is going to be a part of that process, okay? So we're going to be giving to you so many exciting updates, a training system that's going to be so robust, okay? Again, the testimonials that are already through the roof. And just know that our system is now tighter than ever. The process of the 5 steps to generational health, really the system of putting them on the Zoom, really now building out our new updates to our website. So just know that we also are working with the team to take our website to another level. We recognize there's a need to increase the speed on that website and to really bring new life to that site with some of the objectives we're doing right now that may not seem like you see them on that site. So just know that that's a part of something we've already started on. So there's subtle changes that have already happened. Some of you might have noticed them. Some of you might not have noticed them, but even when you click shop now, it loads much faster. So you're going to start to see some exciting things happening to really improve the customer experience. And again, constantly make these adjustments so that we not only get to our destination, right, but we get there in just such a speed and velocity. And so with that being said, also too want to remind each and every one of you to join our Rebound with Akana, with our own Dr. Roz and the team that joins faithfully every single day at 2:30 p.m. We can save our strands with our trichologist, Doris Mosley. And then of course, tomorrow you want to join, our own Dan Johnson so that you can join the Diamond Factory. And then there's a super lineup for the whole week. And with that being said, I want each and every one of you to have an Akana day. We're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.